Hello and welcome to Stargazing, the show where we bring you up close and personal with your favourite stars of reggae and dancehall music and Jamaican popular culture. I am Shaun Cain. In today's edition of the show, we'll speak with a gentleman who spent most of his time in the theatre. Let's take a look. Lacell Parnell is a very successful Jamaican actor and playwright who has appeared in several Roots plays over the years. He has an enviable reputation of taking on different personas that appear as real as one can imagine. Like a kaleidoscope, he can glide effortlessly from one character to another at the blink of an eye. Sometimes, in one performance, he portrays the wise and worldly Lacelle, who keeps up to date with everything that happens in his community. In another, we could be greeted by a big boy, a grown man with a disability that prevents him from behaving older than an 8-year-old.
The government daggered knows 15 people and 30 people then put in a warranty.
Lacelle's most notable character is the feisty yet trendy Girlie. Keep calm, toe the line, and you could avoid being the target of one of her usually raspy tirades.
Thank you very much, yeah. You are very much welcome, ma'am. In my new van. Tell you.
Whichever character Lacelle plays, you are bound to be consumed with laughter, which will help you to develop an appreciation for his acting versatility.
If you turn a preacher, mind what you say. When you tell your congregation so they must learn to claim things, be careful. Pastor did it. He said, Mr. Handsome, you need something, claim it. You need something, claim it. We say, all right, a good thing that. When church over me go in front the van, Pastor Van Antano. Me say, give me the key. I say, you, your wife and the children come out, give me the key. He me say, what is that? Me say, don't know what is that. You tell me if you claim it, me I claim the van.
His talent has taken him to various countries. He has performed in other parts of the Caribbean, in North America, and even as far away as Europe. Fans of Jamaican Roots play are set for some belly-busting laughter when Lacelle, who was homeless as a teenager, releases his latest play, The Good Man, later this month.
Many times the devil tried to take him under, but just like Joe, he never gave up.
Welcome back. And we just say at this time, welcome to Lacell Parnell. Lacelles, welcome to Stargazing.
It is so good and it's a privilege and an honor for you having me this morning.
It's really great having you as well. Now, we know that you've spent a long time in theatre, so I just want to find out from you now, has theatre always been your dream?
Well, as long as I can remember, growing up in St. James, Maroon Town, Flagstaff, I always was this trivial kid to make people laugh, I think that's something that I always wanted to do. I always been the clown of the family.
Right, but what about theatre, Lacelles, that has really grabbed your attention to the extent that you spent most of your time doing it?
Yeah, what happened with I didn't know what it was at the time. All I know that in my community we have this black and white TV, and as I can recall, the only person I remember seeing on TV is Oliver Samuel, and I heard of Miss Lou Mas run on the radio, and they sound fascinating, and I said, man, I wonder if I could do that. But I didn't know about theater, I didn't know about performing arts, I didn't know nothing about it.
Right, well, you're really old school because I quite remember quite a few of those people as well, and I quite like what they did. So how did your journey start then, now that you've seen those people on TV and then you're eventually in theatre now? How did you get through that door?
No, wow, that's a story. That's a long story. All right, journey from St. James, from Maroon Town, Flagstaff to Montego Bay, then journey from Montego Bay to Kingston, as a runaway, living on the street for many moons, as what the England people would have said many moons ago. Journey there, living on the street. A theater was always my dream, but in the big city now where it started, where the Oliver Samuel is there, the Lime Tree Lane is there, I wanted to be a part of that genre. but couldn't because of my certain background. I couldn't maintain certain things, and you know, I always want to put my foot in the door, but lack of ability. You have to go to drama school and all these things. You know, I couldn't get there.
Now that you've started in the business, who are some of the people that have helped you along the way? So they were in the same line of work as you, doing theatre, and along the way they were very kind to you, they showed you the ropes and so on. Can you remember anyone who did that for you in all your years of doing theatre?
When I started, I didn't have too much person that kind, put it that way. I have persons, you know, when I get in there would have telling me, I'm not going nowhere, you can't read, theater is not for you, go do this. And then you have the other persons that would have vouched for me. And I think one of the persons that vouched for me, as I can recall, is a man called Everton Dawkins. And he wasn't even a writer, producer, director at the time, or even an actor. He was mainly a person that print the flyers and screen. He was doing the screen thing where you put the t-shirt, put the picture on the t-shirt and stuff like that. That's what he was doing. But I remember go to him and telling him what I would have done if I get a chance in theater, and he listened to me and he take my name and what I was saying to the producer who was producing a play called Story Come to Bump at the time, Ian Reid, and he told Ian Reid about me, and it was still a struggle getting in because I wasn't have the ability to read the script anyway.
So how did you get past that then? Because being able to read the script is a big thing. Because you have to read, memorize, interpret, and kind of get yourself into character. How did that work?
I mean, that work was fascinating for me, and it is interested. Okay, when they realized that I memorized whatever was happening, they said, "Oh, we got to give him a chance." But I still can't do the script. And I from ever since I didn't scared, I didn't have no fear to let people know that I have a problem reading. That wasn't a thing that I was scared of or ashamed of. I always let them know up front that I couldn't, so I needed help. And I remember this one gentleman who was a cast in the play called Story Come to Bump, Orville All. And I go to him and I explain my situation to him, and he said, "Don't worry." I remember that he recorded all the script on a cassette tape for me. I mean, he read the whole entire script on a cassette tape, and I would walk around with it on my head, with a little thing on my head, listening to every word that he said and embedded it in me. So when I go for the rehearsal, I could have dished out everything like, and everybody was looking at me like, how am I not reading the script and I know everybody line? And that's how I get the opportunity of getting in the production. Then my life changed from that.
That's called passion and determination, because lots of people would have seen the fact that they couldn't read as a hurdle and they probably wouldn't bother. But you found a way around that. That's very good, very resourceful of yours there. What I've seen though is that over the years you've developed quite a few personas and characters. You've got Girlie, you've got Lacelles, you've got Mr. Handsome, you've got Big Boy. Who is what? I don't even know. Can you explain a little bit more about those characters for me?
Okay, the first character that I ever had in theater was the character called Luxie in Story Come to Bump. Luxie was most of a sissy kind of character where cuss a lot, argue a lot, like Girlie. And then Girlie got birthed in, I think it's 1992. When Girlie, because I've been doing theater since 1990. In 1992, Girlie now emerged on the scene, and Girlie started to dominate an old soul audience. So originally, they didn't know too much about Luxie, but the country has learned about Girlie. And if anybody who know Girlie is a spicy character, speak her mind, just boisterous, don't care about nothing, just Girlie. And then now, that's the character that take me overseas, living in New York. When I reached New York, things happened. I didn't come back home. I got married in New York, and I developed a next character called Handsome Tooth. Pastor Baby. That was the original character name, Pastor Baby. That's what I named the character. But I wasn't doing anything with it. but still was doing the girly character and whatnot. Then come back to Jamaica now. I develop it more, call it Mr. Handsome, and then a friend of mine gave me the name Toots. So it was Handsome, and then he gave me the last name would be Handsome Toots. And then I developed this character called Big Boy, which I already play a character named Big Boy in our play before called Attacklaps. So I just have those characters. Lacelle is my personality, but I still use Lacelle when I'm doing things on my own. So these 4 characters can do any event.
Do you sometimes get the feeling that people are a bit confused as to who you are at any point in time? Because you just seem to glide effortlessly between these different characters, like a kaleidoscope. And before you know it, you switch from this to that so effortlessly, people don't even realize. Do you sometimes feel that way?
Thank you. Okay, switching from the character to the next character, it is so ironic that a person would call and they called me and they said, who is this? And I said, Lacelle. And they said to me that I don't want to speak to Lacelle. I want to speak to Big Boy. And instantly I said, hold up, I'm going to go get him. And I just come back with Big Boy.
How do you manage that? How easy is that? How difficult it is to do that? And what do you do when you switch? Do you feel something in you, or you tell yourself something? I mean, how does that work?
You see, what happened over the years, what happened since I developed this character, once they say they want to talk to Big Boy, I don't know if I'm crazy to say this, but I just feel like they don't want to talk to me. They want to talk to Big Boy. So I'm gonna make them talk to Big Boy. So I go get Big Boy. They don't know. So I do believe that when Big Boy come back, they are talking to Big Boy, even though I know it's me, but it is totally Big Boy. So there's no Lacelle in me no more. It is Big Boy.
I like the way you say that. Now, I know that you've got a new production coming out, which is called The Good Man. And it just speaks to your strength of character as well as your ability to write and to direct and put all these different things together. So tell me a little bit about The Good Man. What is the storyline there, and when is it going to be coming out, and where can people access this?
Hello to the hello. Anybody there? It looks like nobody there. We are going to be fearless all in the house to kitchen. Leave up mustard and grease. And the hungry for you.
Answer! What are you doing here?
Excuse me?
I said, what are you doing here?
If you must know, the same thing you are doing. Looking something.
I have this wonderful idea of, since I'm here in Jamaica, or even from overseas, I watch so many American genre of plays. And I see how fascinated their storyline is, their set is, upstairs and downstairs. And I say to myself that I really wanted to do something like that. So I started to write these kind of quality play in my head overseas, never really get them down on paper. Then when I come to Jamaica, I started to write a play called The Good Man. And The Good Man is someone of a character that a lot of persons sometimes put a man down and say, oh, a man is dog, or a man is this, and a man is worthless. But I flip the script on them to make sure that we can put something together and call it a good man. The man is someone of a family man. He was neat. He learned to forgive, and then I team up with my friend now that working with, and my partner Zazan, his name is Matanya Samuel. I bring the idea to him, he helped me put it together, and now we have something that Jamaican on a whole would see and proud of us as writer, director, and producer and actor in this wonderful genre. I mean, if people miss this play, someone gonna tell them about it, and they wanna see it afterwards. This is your boy Lacelle, aka Girlie, aka Mr. Handsome, aka Big Boy, and you're watching Stargazing. If you are not what stargazing, that simply means you are gazing. Stargazing is the show to watch. Over and out.
Well, that sounds really good. And for someone who you say you couldn't read, or when you just entered theatre, tell me a little bit more about your educational background. So let's see how you've arrived at where you are now.
Background, I don't think I have any.
Really?
Well, education background, and to be honest, I don't think. Honestly, I was one of the kids that struggled in school. I mean, really, really struggling, literally struggling in school. My head space wasn't there. My ability to grasp all of things wasn't there. I mean, there are times when I think I know the answer, and I would have put my hands up in class, and the kids would get it. But I tried. I really, really want to try. If someone is reading a book, and they're reading the book and they laugh, I always get jealous and I always get hurt because they're laughing at something that I really want to know what they're laughing about. Because I noticed they're reading that book, and I brave enough to go to them and said, you know, at least read it out. I want to hear. I really want to hear it. And they was like, you can't read. And I said, no, I really want to hear it because I do believe that shame, you know, I don't know to put it like, and probably that's what taking me across the world and where I'm going with the fact now that I can't and I couldn't and I struggle, but I manage anyhow.
Honey breather, reptile, I'm a dog. Handsome, corona crosses. What are you doing up here?
You know what? You can take them out of the gully, but you can't take the gully out of you.
Now, you've done a lot of theatre work, so I just want to find out how supportive is your family of your acting?
Oh, okay. My family supported me from day one. My mom passed away a couple years ago. I think it was like 4 years ago, and she passed away on Mother's Day.
Sorry to hear that.
To encourage me a lot and say that, boy, you're going to become something. I see it in you, but she didn't know what it was, what I'm going to do, but she know that something was going to happen to me. And throughout my career, I can thank God that my dad saw me perform. I remember way down when I just started, I went to a school in Montego Bay called, I think it was Queens or Senior School in Kingston, in Montego Bay. And my father, my mother, my brothers, and my sister, all of them came to watch me on stage, and family. And I remember when the play finished, the MC come out and introduce the actors and say, welcome on stage, this person was playing this character, that person. And when they called me and they said, what the family of Lacell Parnell stand up. And believe me, it's like half of the theater stand up. Because they went into my play.
That's really good in terms of providing support for you. So you said your mom didn't get to see you act, did she?
Yeah, my mother get to see me act. My mother died, as I said, 4 years ago. My mother watched me act in Jamaica more than one time. My mother watched me act in America. She's the only one out of my immediate family ever see me perform in America, and it was my mother.
You talked about passing away and things like those and mom leaving 4 years ago. I know your wife, she is also passed. And I'm just wondering now, how are you coping with that? Have you got over that?
You know, I don't think one could get over a death of someone that was in their life that you didn't break up a relationship with or divorce. I don't think one could get over the fact that that individual that you married to died in your arm. I mean, literally died. Sucked their last breath in your arm. I don't care who I'm married to, who I'm going out with, who I friend with. That is going to in your mind for the rest of your life. That's what I think. Because it keep playing in the back of my mind on a regular.
What kind of person was she like, your wife?
Oh, what? Yeah, flawless. I have no doubt. I have no. Oh man, words cannot express the gratitude that I have for this woman. Words, I can't find words to express the gratitude that I have, the respect I have for this woman. This woman was a counselor to me. She was an inspiration to me. She inspired me. She motivated me. She cried with me.
Right. So was she ailing for some time, or it was just sudden?
You know, there's certain things I just feel afraid to because it is. My wife was an ever said, anybody know me? I like big boned woman. I don't like skinny girl. That's my choice.
Yes.
And you know, it was someone in our church that encouraged her to do a thing called gastric bypass. And about 5 days after the gastric bypass, she passed away. And at times I'm mad because she didn't have to, but just because when people comes in your life and put doubts in your life, you intend to act on it. And one of the things that this person bring up was go to my wife and say, oh, your husband is famous, and see a lot of girls is taking picture with him when he go to different show, and you don't know if your husband is attracted to those kind of skinny girl. I need for you to go and do exercise yourself and do this operation so you can cut down to size. No, a lot of time things plays on woman mind. If I didn't respect and love my wife, I wouldn't date her. And I told her from day one, that's you I like the way you look, I like the way you shape, I like the way you build. So you shouldn't make someone encourage you to do that. But woman is woman, so they're going to do something to please or to pleasure their husband.
Did you have children of your own then? Anyone to console you from your marriage?
No, I didn't have children on my own because I couldn't afford to bear children. There's no passageway for me to give birth.
That's Girlie coming out now. Right. So you don't father any children?
I do. I got my wife and I produced this beautiful girl. Her name is Raniqua. She's 19, and I have 4 girls before I get married.
I know that you are involved in some form of charitable causes. Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
So the charity work started from that time. I told you about my involvement of running away from home. I live on the street of Tree for many, many years before I get in theater. There was nothing but boys and girls. That's how I get my girlfriend pregnant on the street, because she was a runaway as well. So when I got into theater and I started to earn a little bit of money, I used to go back in Tree where I seen my fellow runaway that know me, and they would have seen me and I was like, yo, Chucky, me see you on TV, man. Yeah, go on good big money now. And I would give them money. I would give them something to eat. I would buy them stuff as much as I can for them at that time. I didn't have that much. I will help people with food and whatever. So the charity work started from that time. In 2016, because I come back in Jamaica in 2012, the charity work didn't stop. I think from I know myself, I always has been doing good for people. We put on benefit show, and whatever benefit show we give it to the people, give it to them. Whatever people wanted for us to cook food for them, we will cook food. In 2017, a lady called me and in Kingston and said that she didn't have any roof, and she would like me and Zazan. We went down there, we buy the lumber, we put the lumber on our shoulder, we went and we fixed. And that time we wasn't even on social media the way we're on social media now. Giving back food, because I was giving back food long before Christine come on the scene, right? So looking at when Christine come on the scene, it propelled me more. It propelled me more to care and to give. We're looking support from our friends on social media to ask them to donate to my charity. One of the things that I don't like to do, and I tell people, I don't, and because of my dyslexia, I don't like call people names to say, oh, Jonathan Brown say I must give you $10,000. And however, I don't like give people cash because I know how devastated it can be.
How can people contribute to your goodwill and give back causes?
Call me at 419-3535. So that's 419-3535. And you want to send $50, you want to send $100 to buy food. To buy food. If in case I find somebody else who need a pair of shoes, I can say, anybody can help me, I buy a pair of shoes and carry go and give him. All right, for instance, today I went to Orchires, and I went there to collect money for 3 tickets for the good man. Somebody sent me money for 3 tickets for the good man. And soon as I walk into the MoneyGram place, there was a young man on the outside, and he said he was begging money for everybody. And he said, sir, can I beg you money to make up to pay for my prescription? I say, I'm not going to give you the money. I'm going to take you to the pharmacy. And I take him straight to the pharmacy in my car when everybody was looking around. And I said, I'm going to buy you. I'm going to pay for the medication for you. And I did it. It was spontaneously because I didn't know I was going to see him. This wasn't a planned thing.
Is there anything else that you would like to tell the viewers about your new show that's coming up on Father's Day this year?
This is something that I wanted to tell you guys. The play that we putting together on social media, it is something that probably has never done in Jamaica locally before. So we are trying to stream this thing live on a group called The Goodman. So we're asking people, in order for you to come into the group, you have to purchase your ticket for 20 US dollars, or you can contact me personally.
Great stuff there, Lacelle. Just before we close off, I always like to challenge my guests to see how much they know about reggae and dancehall music. And you are no different, sir. So I'm looking to test your knowledge of reggae and dancehall music as well. I generally take the questions from my book here, Reggae Larger Than Life, the ultimate reggae music fun and games book. It's currently available on Amazon. If you are more of an app person, the Android version is available from the Google Play Store. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life Fun app and you can download it and enjoy it. But let's see how knowledgeable Lacelle is about reggae and dancehall music. Ready, sir? Your first question. Do you remember the name of the DJ who demanded that Mr. Chin sold the right thing in the 1980s? The options are A. Papa San, B. Peter Metro, C. Yellow Man, and D. Big Youth.
And the name of the song is Mr. Chin. Say you fi sell the right thing, say Mr. Chin. Say you fi sell it. I remember those genre, man. I was young, but Yellow Man was the man back then. Yellow Man.
That's indeed correct, sir. The answer is Yellow Man. Happy to see that your knowledge is still very much intact about reggae music, as this is many years ago we're talking about, but you still remember, and that's great. Right, second and final question for you, and this is, ready? Great. This Rastafarian brother kindly brought us a whole lot of greetings from Jah in 1986. What was the name of this brother? The options are A. Luciano, B. Everton Blender, C. Cocoa Tea, and D. Half Pint.
Greetings I bring from Jah to all ragamuffin. Give him back the name again.
Oh, lovely vocals, by the way, I must admit. That is very, very good, what you've just done there. A. Luciano, B. Everton Blender, C. Cocoa Tea, and D. Half Pint.
Cocoa tea, cocoa tea.
Your answer, sir, unfortunately, it's not correct. The correct answer actually is half pint. Thank you very much for being such good sport, sir. Didn't get the answer right, but anyhow, it was good fun. In case anyone who's watching would like to know where those questions came from, they came from this book, Reggae Larger Than Life, the ultimate reggae music fun and games book. And that's written by myself, actually. Now, if you are more of an app person, the Android version of this app is available from the Google Play Store. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life Fun app and you can download it. Have fun as you reminisce about reggae probably, or as you test your own knowledge about reggae and dancehall music. This is currently available from Amazon, so you can get a copy. So Lacell Parnell, a special guest today, would like to say thank you very much for being on the show, and we hope that everything goes well with your new show, The Good Man.
This is your boy Lacelle, aka Girlie, aka Mr. Handsome, aka Big Boy, and you're watching Stargazing. If you are not what stargazing, that simply means you are gazing. Stargazing is the show to watch. Over and out.
But thank you so much for watching, and please remember to subscribe, like and share. And also remember to press the bell so that when new shows become available, you will be the first to know. Until next time, that's it for this edition of Stargazing with Shaun Cain. Join us again when we'll have another special and interesting guest to share with you. Until then, it's goodbye, and remember to stay safe.